Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rachel here again. I haven't been online for quite a while. We went to Venice over the weekend, and that was lovely and super fun. Lulu loved it. She had studied the Basilica of Venice, San Marco, last year in art history, so she was super excited. It was really fun to take her around Venice. She really enjoyed it. And we went with some friends of ours who are architects and have worked with my husband, who's also an architect. So they went to the Biennale of Architecture, and Lulu and I had fun walking around randomly and discovering Venice and getting lost. It was really great. Yesterday I worked on a couple of orders. I finished 2 custom order journals. The other one I didn't do a flip through of, but I'll flip through this one. My client, I sent the pictures to her. She hasn't told me if it's okay. She asked me for an art journal, so it had to be a certain size. It's not quite as big as she asked, just because the height is bigger, but the width is not. She asked for, it's an antique book, so I couldn't just decide on the size. And also, it had to be done in my style, but with papers in it that were okay for doing artwork on. So I didn't put in too many of my regular pages, just because, a lot of them are printed and they would not take well to water or anything like that, and they're also not very heavy weight. So I'll show you what I did inside. I put an image of the Virgin Mary by Filippa Lippi. It's one of my favorites, and I think her face is beautiful. And then this is the back. This is some gorgeous paper I bought in Florence years ago, and I put a fleur-de-lis because it kind of reminds me of Florence as well. Some of this is just a tie that it just slipped through the signature stitching, so you can just take that out. And then inside, everything is loose, except for this here, because I wanted her to be able to work in it. I'll just bring this up because it's quite big. Oops, oh, I took it right out. What a goose. Just a minute, I'll remove the other one. Sorry guys, this is a typical me video with a few technical issues. So if I move it up a bit high, you'll be able to see the journal almost in its entirety. So as I was saying, this is one of my digitals, and this is just a antique or vintage postcard, some antique labels that I had because I thought she might enjoy collaging and that sort of thing with papers. And now this is a big straw bag that I bought these just before I went to market, and I'm thinking I might, when I eventually get around to making my antique paper packs, I'm going to include some of these. And I also found, actually I wanted to put some of these in her journal, so I think I'll get some of those. I also found these, they're kind of like Project Life size pieces of cartapaglia. So they're really great. So I'm going to include some of those as well. Actually, I'll leave those out so I can put those in her journal. And so this is a big bag that what I did was I folded. I didn't want to cover up the beautiful paper behind, so I folded it because it's very big. And so inside, I've just put in, what I've done is I got different artist paper. So this is like a Fabriano 220 just sketching, or maybe okay for acrylics, but it's not watercolor paper. And I've cut them out in different shapes and tags and things to play with. And so there's some there. And then I put in one of my new tags. I didn't do a video of my tag making the other day. I made quite a lot. I think I'll be doing some more. So I made this gorgeous tag, and she wanted to be inspired, so I put in some lovely artwork that I really liked. And then these are 3 big Tim Holtz tags, and that's really beautiful Fabriano watercolor paper. I'll just show you the brand. Quite expensive to buy. So this one here, isn't that lovely? Yeah, so I put some of that in for watercoloring. And what I did was, when I glued the bag down, I made a pocket in the back, so because I didn't want to cover up this beautiful paper here, which I think is lovely. because it's kind of like a scanned antique fabric or something like that. So those are in there. And then, as I mentioned, this is loose. I might slip those. No, I'll put those somewhere else. Because I thought I didn't put any pockets or anything like that because I don't know what kind of art she's going to be doing on it. So I wanted to leave it free. I only put in one page of in each signature of the original book pages. It dates to the late 1800s because they're very fragile. So she'll have to do some serious collaging and some washi down there to strengthen them. And so I didn't want to put too many of those. A few of my printed images went in, but not as many as usual. So this is lovely 110 sketch paper by Fabriano. Is it Fabriano? Just a minute. It's the stuff that Lulu has to take to school. Yes, Fabriano, yeah. And then this is the watercolor paper. It's very thick. Now, because it's so thick, I didn't want to bulk up where the spine is, where I had stitched pages in. So what I did was I stitched it to pieces of paper that I then folded. So that way, and I learnt that idea from Reuben Marie. She did that for her art journal. I thought that was a really cool idea. So yeah, just a mix of papers, some sketch paper, a couple of printed things by me. Maybe she might like to write. Oh, I love this tag. That's a new tag that I made the other day. And then this is an envelope. It's a gorgeous. I didn't decorate it. I didn't do anything on it because it's beautiful paper. I don't know if you can see, recycled paper. And I've put lots of these, because they're really cool to do. You can do gift cards and, Christmas cards and that sort of thing on those. And I might slip those in there as well for her to play with as well. Now, she hasn't told me. I sent a message. I don't think she's seen it, if she likes it or not. But if she doesn't like it, I'll let you know, and it'll be going into my Etsy store. It took me quite a while. I really had to think about it, because being an art journal, I didn't want all this sort of too much of this flimsy paper in there. So it's the other side. And also because it's a bigger format, I couldn't use just one piece of scrapbooking paper for my signature covers, so I had to do Franken paper. So I took the opportunity and used some of the Franken paper I stitched the other day. This is a letter on tea-dyed paper that I thought would be really cool to use in collages, and it's from the New York Public Library, and I love the script in there. And then let's see, I'll just put that back on. Here's another book page, another image, and then this is a different type of watercolor paper. Yes, that's what that one was. And then another tag that I made. So I'm putting a shadow. This was from a kit that I bought. I think it was TLC Creations. Some sketch paper. I also didn't exaggerate with how many pages I put in, because I thought it will bulk up. But, these extra bits can be removed and then used in any kind of art sort of work as well. This is another tag that I made. Is there anything on the back? No, it's just plain. And then just some more bits and pieces, some Edith Holden, some more watercolor, beautiful watercolor paper, another image, and then this is one of my printable doilies, another piece of watercolor paper. And then this is quite a robust paper too, so I think you could do some collaging and things on there. Some more watercolor paper, lovely image. So as I said, everything's just floating to be played with. Some beautiful inspiration there. And then the last signature, so there's 3 signatures. A tea-dyed doily that I did early on, never used them. Some more watercolor paper, another tag that I made on some scrapbooking paper. And then this is another one of the straw bags, and so I just put more of those in there to play with, with the good paper. And then I made it into, it's like a double pocket, so there's nothing in there, but and then there's just an image pinned onto it, and some more watercolor paper, sketch paper. And then this is these are here. I don't know if you can buy them in other places, but in Italy you can buy the Fabriano watercolor paper in postcards. So I stitched those together with some old book pages to be used. So I just pin that because my client can just play with those as she likes. I really love that idea. Sorry. And just the old page, and then on the back, this is a lovely one of my favorite artworks by Andrea Mantegna. I think he was in the late 1400s, 1500s. Just a journaling card with that gorgeous textural digital kit behind it. And then I won't put that back. This is an old envelope here. Some extra bits, another tag that I made, an image, and then in a glassine bag I just put a few little labels because I can imagine those in some collage-y work looking really cool. So that is it should, in theory, it's sold, as I mentioned. If she doesn't take it, then I will let everybody know. It's quite bulky. There's a lot to be removed out of it, and as I said, then the extra pages that aren't necessary can be taken out and then used very easily in her work. And then just quickly before I go, I mentioned that we went to Venice, and I went a little bit cray-cray. Lulu thought it was hilarious buying papers. So I have all these cool papers that I can use now in the journal. So that one's printed. So I bought some printed ones. This is another one. I mean, I went into every single shop that I went past. Lulu's like, not again, not again. This one, isn't that pretty? And then, oh, here we go. So I'll have to open these, just bear with me. I got also these are the hand marbled ones. So these are hand done, not printed. And you can feel it in the texture as well. So they'll be fun to use in my journals. Lily mentioned I can keep the paper that it's wrapped in as well. They are quite expensive to buy, but look at the colours in that. Isn't that beautiful? So, oh wait, and I got some little bits. Just love that. So that's the big one. And then I got a few sort of A4 size. So I thought that would be really cool for Christmas. And then I got this one. And a purpley one as well. As you can see on the back as well. And that's the purpley one. So, I mean, they have such amazing technique. The guy was telling me that they were doing more next week because the weather hasn't been right for it. I think they make them with seaweed. He said something that they go in the algae. So, and that it doesn't take well when the weather's not right. So who knows? I said to him, what a shame I'm not going to be up here next week. So let me just open the other one. Oh, this is in carta paglia. I'll have to keep that. I can use that. See, they don't use it just for soaking up the fried food. So this is, oh, this one, I think this was the first one I bought from the first shop that I went to. And I got, he had some printed papers that I liked. And he didn't have much. He said he sold out of a lot. So, yeah, here we go. So let me just, oh, sticky tape everywhere. Just try and carefully cut it. And here, it's yellow on the back. Okay, oh, I really like this one. Oh, I had forgotten how nice that is. See, look at that. Because that was the first one I bought, and then we did so much walking. Isn't that divine? Look at the colours. Can you see the colours? Yeah, really like that. And then I got these printed ones that are lovely. And this with Venice as well. I love that. And then, it doesn't end there. I went to one of my favourite shops. It's called... What's it called? Oh, here we go. Papiro. Il Papiro. I went in Florence, and I also got some mixed packs, but I didn't get mixed packs with the handmade paper. So it's really cool because rather than paying for the expensive big sheet, you get a whole, look, I mean, there's so much in there. They give you all the leftovers, I think, from when they cover the very expensive notebooks and photo albums and things that they do. So, I mean, this is the first time I'm really looking at them all. So, look at the amazing design on that one, this one, this one. So, I highly recommend if you come to Italy to look for that shop. I know it's definitely in Florence and it's definitely in Venice. Just amazing, gorgeous colours. So I won't bore you by going too slowly. Il Papiro, Papiro. I think they have an online store as well. I don't know how worth it would be for you to go on there, but you could have a look. Oh, this one's just beautiful. So that's that pack, and then I just got a little pack as well. The one I got in Florence had a couple of bits, but it mostly had some of their printed papers. But I thought I might scan these because these are hand done, so that way I always have them for my journals and things. So that's a gorgeous red, green and orange. Oh, look at that, isn't that pretty? If there was a big piece of that, I would have bought that. And look at this one. So it's purple, green and blue. Really beautiful. And then purplies. So I think that's all I got, guys. So that is it for today. You'll be seeing these gorgeous papers in my journals to come. And I want to start working on some Christmas journals. I think I'm a bit later than everybody else. But, oh, yeah. But I've been, you know, I've got to catch up on orders. So they have priority this week. But then next week I will start working on some Christmas journals and some other new journals. I have a few things on the go, but they're progressing very slowly. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back soon. Bye.